Dr. Terry Lynn Carrington, who put together Beyonce's entire female band, which was Matthew Knowles' idea because he couldn't get Beyonce to stop people. Guess you didn't know your daughter well enough because she just started autographs. I know nobody want to accept that bitch.
Say what now? Y'all better get in here, because Jaguar Wright is out here being messy and spilling some major tea about Beyonce allegedly being a lesbian. Apparently, Bey is part of a secretive lesbian cult in Hollywood. And apart from this cult pulling in innocent, unsuspecting women to sleep with them, it's also allegedly been providing Beyonce with protection. And according to Jaguar, that's exactly how she's managed to stay relevant and untouchable for all these years in the industry, despite all the controversies and whispers that have followed her throughout her career. Just a few days ago, her ex-BFF exposed her for allegedly planning an escape from Jay-Z. And even before the internet could fully process that bombshell, Jaguar Wright also popped out, and now she's unloading even more tea, this time about a string of secret lesbian affairs that Beyonce has supposedly been involved in. Jaguar's had a lot to say about Beyonce in the past, but this right here might just be the wildest claim she's ever made about her. The way she's laying everything out makes it seem like she's been holding this particular revelation close for a long time. It's unclear where Jaguar is getting all this information from, but she insists that Beyonce has been a DL lesbian since her Destiny's Child days. Even more shockingly, Jaguar claims that Beyonce's parents, Matthew and Tina Knowles, were fully aware of it the entire time. According to her, this is the exact reason why they allegedly rushed Beyonce into a relationship and eventually a marriage with Jay-Z, despite the fact that he reportedly started messing with her when she was still underage. Jaguar says it was all about shaping a public image that could cover up what was really going on behind the scenes. Not only that, but her Renaissance album, which she tried to convince us was meant to uplift the LGBTQ+ community and honor her late gay uncle, Uncle Johnny, was actually, according to Jaguar, a tribute to herself and her alleged ties to this secretive lesbian cult. Jaguar claims the album wasn't just about love and pride. It was layered with subliminal references to cult activity and hidden meanings that only make sense if you're in the know. Want to accept that? Bitch. Because it gets deeper. When it comes to all those rumors about Bey being a witch and an active member of a demonic lesbian cult, she really has no one to blame but herself. She's the one who first cracked the door open when she introduced the world to her infamous alter ego, Sasha Fierce. That's when people really started to pay attention. Bey said that every time she stepped into that alter ego, she felt like she was possessed, like something else had taken over her body. Beyonce herself claimed she could only perform through Sasha because she's naturally shy and didn't have the courage to take the stage without the alter ego fully possessing her. She once admitted, "Right before I performed for the BET Awards, I raised my hands up and it was the first time I felt something else come into me." According to her, that was going to be her official coming out moment at the show. But now, looking back with Jaguar's claims in mind, it's giving a whole different energy. Then fast forward to 2018, when things took another strange turn. Her former drummer, someone who had toured with her for years and had seen it all from behind the scenes, suddenly quit in the middle of the On the Run 2 tour. No warning, no explanation, until she came forward, accusing Beyonce of practicing extreme witchcraft behind closed doors, using rituals and dark energy before performances. And that just added more fuel to the already blazing fire of suspicion around Bey's alleged involvement in the occult and this so-called lesbian cult. She said that when she finally quit the tour, Bey was allegedly sending people to keep tabs on her, making sure she didn't run to the internet or expose anything too messy.
Drummer of 7 years, she is seeking a restraining order against Beyonce. She's accusing her of dark magic, witchcraft, tapping into her phone bill, and basically controlling her finances. Her, she's saying the Beyonce camp is put up a huge campaign against her, and it's overall witchcraft. She's sought a restraining order in the past, it got denied, and she has another one scheduled for October 11th, but the internet is just like, what? Excuse me? And you know, I was just at the Beyonce concert last week in Houston. It was definitely a religious experience.
Things got so intense and invasive that she ended up filing a restraining order against Beyonce. And honestly, that speaks volumes. Because if there was nothing to hide, why the extreme reaction? Now, circling back to those long-standing lesbian allegations, it actually dates back to the early 2000s, right when Beyoncé's solo career was starting to take shape. Specifically around 2000, when she collaborated with singer Emile on the track I Got That. Shortly after the song dropped, Emile revealed in an interview that Beyoncé was allegedly trying to get with her during the time they were working on the song. According to Emile, Bey wanted them to pursue a romantic relationship, but Emile wasn't interested and kindly turned her down. And guess what? Right after Emile spilled that tea, her career basically disappeared into thin air. She got blacklisted, her music wasn't pushed anymore, and it's like she was wiped off the internet completely. Even more suspicious, there's supposedly no record of that interview anymore. It was allegedly scrubbed from every corner of the web. But we all know how the internet works. Just because something gets deleted doesn't mean people forget about it. Screenshots and whispers live forever. The rumors only resurfaced stronger when Lady Gaga seemingly outed Beyoncé for allegedly having a thing for women after their telephone collab. That song already had people giving Bey the side-eye because of the intense chemistry between the two of them. It was undeniable. But what really sent the internet spiraling was when Gaga did an interview not long after the video dropped, and she casually admitted that Beyoncé had shown signs of being attracted to women. She didn't go into too much detail, but she made it clear they had a very special connection while working together. And the way she said it, it left everyone wondering. And it just kind of works out because, according to Gaga, they both liked women. That one line alone sent shockwaves through the internet. What made Gaga's allegations even messier was when fans started connecting dots and digging into Beyoncé's past. Turns out, this wasn't the first time people had questioned just how straight Bey really was. 2 years before that collab, she was reportedly spotted at The Box, a famously risque burlesque club, with 3 of her girlfriends. And they weren't just casually attending. They were surrounded by a massive bodyguard detail, with curtains drawn tightly around their VIP table for privacy. One eyewitness who was there that night said Beyoncé was living for the show. She was standing on the table in the VIP balcony, clapping and cheering as 2 women stripped down and started licking each other's feet. It wasn't just quiet support either. Bey was visibly hyped and engaged. People started wondering if this was more than just a wild girls' night out. It looked like something a little more personal. And let's not forget what I mentioned earlier about the Renaissance album, how it might not have been a tribute to her late gay uncle like she publicly claimed. Instead, some folks believe the album was Beyoncé's way of subtly celebrating her own sexuality. That maybe she never got the chance to fully express her alleged lesbian side, especially after marrying Jay-Z and committing to the carefully crafted image her team built around her. So this album? It was her personal release, her freedom project. She made sure to include a lineup of queer icons, many of whom reflected the themes of empowerment, self-expression, and identity she was exploring. For instance, trans DJ Honey Dijon was credited as the lead producer on Cozy and Alien Superstar, 2 standout tracks from the album. And Alien Superstar even featured vocals from a transmedia personality, which made it all the more clear that this project was deeply rooted in queer culture. But for those who believe Jaguar Wright's claims, it wasn't just allyship. It was Bey's way of quietly stepping into her truth. Tia's Madison made a bold appearance on Alien Superstar, which also happens to sample the iconic track I'm Too Sexy by the band Right Said Fred. Now here's where it gets even more interesting. The band's lead singer, Fred Fairbrass, is openly bisexual. That detail didn't go unnoticed, especially by those already speculating about Beyoncé's intentions with this album. Then you've got her hit single Break My Soul, which features a sample from Big Freedia's track Explode, another clear nod to queer culture. And of course, we can't forget Move, the infectious anthem featuring Nigerian artist Tems and legendary icon Grace Jones, whose vocals added even more weight to the song's bold, unbothered energy. But to be fair to Beyoncé, the Renaissance album was supposed to be a tribute to the LGBTQ+ community. So it only makes sense that she'd seek out and feature artists who are beloved by or representative of that community. Still, like I mentioned before, a lot of folks feel like this album wasn't just about allyship. It was about self-expression. They believe Beyoncé used this project as a way to heal herself and embrace parts of her identity that she's never been allowed to fully live out publicly. During the Renaissance World Tour, she made some bold choices that fueled this theory. For instance, she prominently displayed the bisexual flag on her stage screens multiple times and incorporated stage lighting in hues that matched the bisexual flag colors: pink, purple, and blue. Fans picked up on it quickly, and it led to people digging through her archives. And what they found? A pattern. Those same lighting choices, often called bisexual lighting, appeared in several of her past performances and even photo shoots. For example, both her 2003 and 2013 Complex magazine covers featured lighting in the same signature shades. And throughout a number of her early performances, those same color schemes would randomly pop up on stage, long before people really talked about what that meant. Then there's the lyrical content in Renaissance, which had people raising their eyebrows. Some of the things she was saying? Very bold, very direct. In particular, in her song Teak, she dropped a line that many interpreted as a not-so-subtle hint about her desires, specifically referencing wanting to eat out a woman. And let's just say, the internet did not let that go unnoticed. She really thought she was doing that ish, and she was. But then she hit us with, "I told her, go harder. Oh, that's the Castro. Eat that ish like it's Mastro's." And that's not even the wildest part. She followed that up with, "She say she on a diet, girl. You better not lose that butt, though." Then, just when you think it's playful banter, she flips the energy with, "I don't do this usually. I don't know what you do to me." Like, that's definitely not just girl talk. That's a whole flirtation wrapped in a track. She didn't stop there either. On Summer Renaissance, she really went all the way in. She flipped the lyrics mid-performance and sang, "Dominate is the best way to be, chill. Sorry about yesterday. Now that's sweet stuff. You a sweetie pie. Come let me eat you too." And then another switch up. "Come here, Caroline. Let me eat ya." People were like, who is Caroline? And what kind of history does she have with Bey? That wasn't just a name thrown out for fun. During her Renaissance tour back in 2023, she sang those lyrics live, and the crowd caught every word. The energy? Suggestive as hell. Whoever Caroline is, it definitely sounded personal. Now, to be clear, I'm not out here confirming that Beyonce is bisexual or lesbian, but let's keep it real. Jaguar Wright is not someone who just talks out the side of her neck. Say what you want about her delivery, but one thing about Jaguar is she stands on what she says until the truth starts leaking out piece by piece. Her track record when it comes to spilling industry secrets is solid. And fans? Oh, they've been putting two and two together for a while now. One person said, "I've been knew she was bi." When she said, "Girl, I want to kick it with you," I knew exactly what she meant. They were talking about that moment when Bey said, "Wave your hands, side to side, put them in the air," and it hit different with that context. Another fan chimed in, "I did hear about lesbian affairs way before Jaguar even brought it up. There was some drama back in the day with a male artist she worked with, and apparently, when he cut it off, Bey got low-key stalkerish. LOL. So yeah, where there's smoke, there just might be a whole fire. But now I really want to know what y'all think. Like, seriously, what are your thoughts on Jaguar Wright coming out with all these bold claims about Beyonce's alleged lesbian affairs? Do you think there's any truth to what she's saying? Or is this just another layer of internet gossip? And let's talk about the bigger question. Do you think Beyonce and Jay-Z's marriage is a carefully orchestrated cover-up for something deeper, like Jaguar is hinting at? Is this just a business arrangement at this point, or has it always been about preserving an image? Because, let's be honest, this isn't the first time these rumors have come up, and it probably won't be the last. So many people are starting to connect the dots and revisit old interviews, lyrics, performances, and even Bey's fashion choices with a new perspective. Are we finally starting to see the real story behind the curtain? Or are folks reading way too deep into everything? Either way, I want to hear all your thoughts, theories, and hot takes. Drop them in the comment section below, and let's get into it. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with your messy group chat, because this kind of tea is way too hot to keep to yourself. And don't forget to click right here to check out this other messy video that dives even deeper into the drama. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.